Hi everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel Merchant Navy Decoded. For all those people who aim to dream big, who want to do something big in life, this video is very important because today we are going to cover an entrepreneurial journey of a startup started in 2018 and today they are doing great. वो हम धीरे धीरे जानेंगे with a business or startup called Shipskart. Like it is Flipkart, there is Dentacart, now we have got Shipskart. So without wasting any time, I have got CEO Captain Dhruvs Journey with me. Welcome, sir. Welcome over here.
Thank you, Praneeth. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sir, my first question to you would be just in brief. Can you tell about Shipskart so that the people can stay and then we'll move to your journey, why you started, before that, how was your upbringing, and then we'll slowly come and discuss about Shipskart in detail.
So, Praneeth, in short, if I have to say in one sentence, Shipskart is the Amazon for the maritime industry. So basically, whatever you require for your ship, it's a e-procurement platform for ship supplies. So be it spare parts, be it provisions, be it any consumable product, any store products, all of that you can purchase from the app or the web platform that we have.
So one-stop solution for anything that a shipping company for need for a ship or even on ship needed, right, sir? Whether provisions, whether
Absolutely.
stores, anything. So now, sir,
Right.
before going into this thing, let's go to the very beginning. So can you tell in brief about your the start of your journey, like why you joined Merchant Navy in brief, and then how was your journey becoming a captain?
So basically, my one of my friends in my society, he always had a he was always very this thing about joining the Merchant Navy from the very beginning. I think as far as I can remember, class 8, ninth only had decided that he will join Merchant Navy because his uncle was a captain. So he once told me I did not know what I wanted to do in life. So he mentioned to me that you must try Merchant Navy, and then I remember we were coming from a cricket match, and he told me that there is this institute called ARI, from where you can, which has career trainings. So I called him up, and then I got to know about how the training is conducted, and from there on, I got selected in ARI. I obviously sponsored cadet. I was sponsored by Elite Mariners, which used to man for Gearbulk, a Norwegian company, right? So that time, I think Gearbulk was the only company which had gantry ships. So started from there, and that's from there on. Wanted to join tankers, joined Bernard Schulte, then K-Line, then Maersk, and then it was a long-standing dream to join offshore vessels that time. The money was huge. It was I think around one and a half times more than what you were getting on the main fleet ships. So then joined offshore vessels, did a contract with Great Ship, and thereafter went on from second officer to captain. I was in Bourbon Offshore.
So you're working in offshore during that time. So now let's come to the journey after becoming a captain. Now, sir, fine, you were earning good out there. Why did you start this journey of an why this entrepreneurial journey? मतलब कुछ पहले से था कि मुझे कुछ अपना करना है या it happened later?
So, Praneeth, whenever I was on the ship now, I mean, engineers are always busy, right? But I think for deck people now, there are jokes around, in the maritime industry also that whenever you ask a captain or whenever you ask a deck officer that, what do you do during your 6 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours of watch? So I just sip coffee and just look at the sea, right? So, sometimes life at sea can be very boring also. And yeah, and you must have heard about this that a lot of shippies when they are on board, they make these plans and ideas कि यार घर जाके ये करेंगे, मुझे I want to do this, I want to start a business. But the moment they reach home, the plans fall flat, right? They don't sort of pursue those ideas. So for me, I always thought that I had so much more to do rather than just sailing. Sailing was great because it gave you great money. And being from a middle class family, I could see my family, going towards the upper middle class side because of the money that I was earning. However, offshore was even brilliant because it was just 2 months contract. 2 months and you like earn really well, and the company was amazing, the best in the world. Had the best people that I was working with. Some of them, most of them are my best friends till now. They in fact were the first investors in Shipskart also. So yeah, I always wanted to do something different, and so I wanted something of my own because I thought that I could add more value to to the things that to my own business rather than working on the ship. So I started a crew management company in 2013. That time, getting an RPSL was not an easy task, right? So I remember me and my father going to DG shipping office, submitting the Siemens employment office, submitting the papers, and then I went on the ship. Then I got to know it's got rejected. I came back from the ship straight to Bombay, get submitted the papers which they were asked again, and then again submitted for the RPSL. And again, this time they sort of gave me the RPSL, and with nobody, with me. I was just alone, doing this. So a guy alone taking an RPSL license was a pretty huge deal for me that time. And I think that ways we started small, with good companies only, but we were working with all the good companies. And I just recently, a couple of years back, sort of sold off my company to another another ship management company, and because obviously I could not concentrate on two things together. My role obviously had was very limited in the crew management company in the last 3 years since I started Shipskart. But from there on, 2017, we got this idea, and I remember just the moment we had discussed this with our friends. I remember buying the domain of shipskart.com the same night or the same week I bought this domain. And I did not know when I will start this company. I did not know who will partner with me, but I just knew that very soon I will do this. So that's something which is sort of meant to happen, does happen, right?
So it feels sometimes surreal कि चलो यार सोचा था उस time पे and you just got the domain and today you're doing so good with it. But let me just go back a bit before 2017. I won't come very easy to Shipstart because the journey
Right, right.
before Shipstart is equally
Is more
important.
important.
Because see, I'm this video is not for the viewers itself. I told you it is for me as well because even I would love to learn from your journey. So the thing is, so you started your own crew management company in 2013. What was the name of the company at that time?
DV Ship Management, DWE Ship Management. So
The
basically, it was on my parents' name, Deep and Veena. So my father, in fact, is from Dehradun. He's from St. Thomas. He's from St. Thomas's. You must have obviously heard about the
yeah,
school
yeah.
that
I'm
time.
from St. Joseph's, very near to St. Thomas's.
Yes. So yeah. So started that company on my parents' name, 2013.
Okay, and 2000, just 2020, you sold it off, right? In in
That's
those.
correct.
So till 2017, till the time you had those active interests, what did you learn in those 4 years managing that RPSL company?
Um, See, RPSL, obviously there's a lot to learn.
पंखा
Any
बंद कर दो, पंखा.
any business teaches you a lot. But crewing is a very sort of people-centric business, right? So you have to deal with a lot of issues when it comes to getting people crew signed off, getting somebody's got injured, if in case there is a death incident. So all these things, they suddenly come, and or suddenly the people, the person has the crew has said that he'll be joining, and then suddenly backs out. So all these sort of things, right, teach you a lot, and how you have to talk to the company, how you have to sort of pacify the crew, how do you have to tell them the reality. I think one of the things that stood out for us was that we were very transparent. We used to tell the crew how it is and what it is, right? Not just sort of show him the sea and
Rosy
then
picture and then
throw, and throw him in the desert, right? So we were very transparent, and I think that worked with us. Lot of If you asked anybody who has worked with us in those 5 6 years, they will always say good things about our company because we were very transparent. We did not fool around with anybody. Never took a penny from anybody. So yeah.
So opening your RPSL company was one thing. Okay, fine. You have got money. You put in efforts. You get RPSL company. But how about getting the first ship or the first company to take crewing from you? How was that happening? How did that happen?
Not very difficult because Bourbon was our first client. You know, again, had a very good connect with the the senior managers in Bourbon, and we got I was working with Bourbon, and Bourbon also became our first client with DV. So, and Bourbon was the biggest name in offshore market that time, right? Like 400 plus ships, so it was the biggest company in offshore, by a fair margin. So Bourbon एक बार आ गया था तो बाकी companies से. So I remember, I used to work in Dubai and Abu Dhabi that time, and I used to stay in Abu Dhabi after sign off a day or two and meet all the companies there, and thereafter go back home because obviously wanted to add more clients, right? So आस्ते आस्ते करके we started
Sir, your
building up the
entrepreneur
clientele.
journey started 2013, and that is where you started getting to learn the importance of connecting with people, meeting people, because B2B business is not easy.
Absolutely. So if so basically I don't know how much I've learned about ship management, chart work or navigation, but I think the seeds of my entrepreneurship were, sown the day I joined my carrot ship. Because my the people, anybody that I have sailed with, obviously I'm not in touch with everybody and anybody, but most of the people, I have a very good relationship with still. So much so that my one of my is basically now a family friend, but my carrot ship chief officer, I stay with him when I go to Dubai. He comes to Delhi, he is with us. So it's that sort of a relationship that I developed. So, and in shipping, it's such a close-knit industry. I think it's only about relationship and thereafter the product. Because if you have a relationship, you get to meet the right person. You get to, you get to meet the right person, and then showcasing the product is good. Obviously, you'll get a opportunity. But I think that's what I fostered in those 14 years of sailing, the relationships, the camaraderie that we developed.
Sir, I think so. Relationship matters not just in shipping, but in every domain of life, in every industry, I
Absolutely,
would say.
absolutely,
Because people sometimes do not
absolutely,
buy the product; they buy who you are. That is more important. If they
absolutely,
trust you, they will trust you. They trust you, they will take your product. Am I right?
absolutely. So, the plain and simple fact of this is that we raised about $110,000 in the first year of Shipskart through friends and family. When I say friends and family, there was only friends, and all those friends were 80% of those friends were from Bourbon only, who had sort of from the company that I was working with, colleagues who had invested. So, and that time we did not even have a good website to show them, right? All relationship, all sort of that trust that they had in me in particular, because they knew me, not my partners. So, and obviously the idea might have sounded good, but I think more so it was that, this guy will go and do something.
Okay, great. So let's come to 2017 now. I've got the gist of it, and thanks for sharing your inputs on that. Let's come to 2017. वो कौन सा दिन था जिस दिन आपको लगा यार शिप्स कार्ड के अचानक से बात it just happened and you bought the domain? मतलब how did it start? मतलब you were already thinking about it for a long time about ships card, or it just happened with a click? मतलब how did it start?
There is my there is my friend Vivek who's also a second officer, and he had left shipping and started this company called Dine Out, which was acquired by Times Group and thereafter by Swiggy recently. So Vivek had made it really big, and he told me that there should be something like an Amazon, for ships also in times and days to come. And I told him that so obviously I agreed, and that's when I started sort of thinking more deeply, that how can we do this, how will it work, and so on and so on. And so ideas kept flowing, and we started joining bricks together.
So Vivek is one of the partners with you, I guess. Am I right? No.
Vivek, that's a different Vivek. This is a different Vivek.
Okay, this is a different Vivek. Okay.
Okay.
So now the seed for the ship's card was built. It came in, a seed came into your mind. You thought that's a fabulous idea. Then how did you build your team around that? This is something else I want to know.
So So, my first partner was Sunny, and Sunny is not a shippy. He doesn't come from he comes from the finance background, and it's a funny story. We had gone to a restaurant, and I was so excited about Shipskart that I just was telling him that that this is what we can do. This is what we want. I want to build and all that and all that. And he kept listening, listening. He's a very good listener, and he kept listening. And after end of the conversation, he asked me that. So I was just telling him just to share, not to sort of ask him to join us. But after the conversation, he finished. I finished the conversation and told me that. So what can I do in this? So I did not know how to react, and because I was not sharing with him just because I wanted him to be part of this. I shared with him just because because normally you would want to share it with people who are from the industry, right? And I just told him that why don't you partner with us? Why don't we become partners and do this together? So that's when he also came on board. It was difficult for him more so because see with shippies now there is always this backup of going back on ship, right? And with people who are working in a corporate domain, it becomes very difficult to leave a job and then sort of you cannot join whenever you want, right? So for him it was even a difficult proposition. And Vivek and me again were PC batchmates and best of friends from the beginning. So then obviously I told Vivek that but one condition was that I told both of them saying that all of us have to sort of leave our jobs and be wholly and solely immersed in this building this company, which they both agreed to. So it was
So one
pretty
was
okay.
Sunny, other is other Vivek. What was he doing? He was also into
He was
corporate.
sailing. He was sailing
He was selling as a
as a chief officer.
chief officer. Okay. So one is a sailor, one is from finance background, and one is you who was sailing on offshore vessels. Now, so you built a company. Now comes the finance part. So you already told कि भाई the first $110,000 were raised between friends from the same fraternity. So was reaching out to the
Absolutely.
first person easy? Because what I've heard is I've heard from Alibaba, Jack Ma from Alibaba. He used to say कि the first people who help you are not the friends of the families. They are people whom you do not know. But once you become successful, you do not know them, they do not know you, but it is the family and friends, then they join together. But not in your case.
Absolutely. So basically, see, raising money from friends and family is actually possibly the most easiest thing, in the sense that if you have it in you and the friends and family know you for a very long time, right? So if they think that yes, and they know you very well, so really if they think of you as a person who will not waste this money, who will will basically who would be the money. I mean, the person will be accountable for each penny spent. I think it becomes very easy. And I remember when we received this money, the first thing that I told my partners was also saying that we there's a lot of pressure on me now because people who are like my super seniors and who have invested in this company just on my name, right? Just because of the relationship that I have with them, and so this money is sacred for us. So we will not take salary from this money. We will take salaries only from what we sell and what we make profits from. Right? The salaries have to come from there. This money would only be spent in business development or IT or whatever, right? Hiring people, but not our own salary. So that is because obviously you're answerable to a lot of people, right? And mainly you're answerable to your own conscience.
So the first part of money came. Now comes the challenge. As a shippy, we are, I guess, technology is not our best friend. First thing, चलो पैसा लोगों ने trust किया दे दिया. And now Shipskart is basically all technology. Now, how did you handle this challenge?
So it is still a challenge. Not that it was. It is. Industry is very traditional. The industry is about 50 years behind any other industry. I mean, if you tell people that I've built an app, in any other industry, they'll say, "Like, यहाँ पे तो, we make 10 apps every day, right?" So, but in chips, this is very uncommon, right? So, whenever you sort of pitch the idea of, ordering from an app or interfacing Shipscart with your existing ERP, it was people will just say that, oh, this requires a corporate approval and this will go circle, circle, circle. So it was difficult, right? And it is still difficult. But we are at the cusp of digitalization, maritime industry. So it is relatively easier now than before because people are more open to harnessing technology now. However, we changed our pitch in the first year itself because we knew that this will not work like that. So we started getting onboarded, as a vendor, as a pure supplier, who will even, basically, who will even quote you on an Excel sheet also. Because so even since companies like Big Basket, right? If you're working with their B2B, which we are, we don't order from their app. We order from, the Excel sheet, and we just on email send them the requirements, right? So because we are placing huge volume of orders with them, right? So at least we started earning money. At least we started delivering the goods on the ships. So that started, and then slowly you build the trust with the company, and then you propose the technology part. That's what I've learned so far. At first you build the trust. First you tell them that you are capable enough to do all this, and then you start you know uh,
The
proposing
first thing,
technology.
the first thing is आप गए एक normal vendor की तरह and you said कि भाई I will deliver this and I've got
Yes,
better quote something. They said okay fine. Then slowly you delivered it for some time. You earned their trust and then said okay I have got an app. If you use it, it will become better. And then they agreed with you.
absolutely. Absolutely. So because you have to change your pitch midway because you know that it's not working out. So because the company is as I said, very traditional setup, right? Very traditional industry. They don't value technology as much as anybody else. On shore does. So as a ticket, you have to. There is a saying, no, that horses for courses, right? So you have to be like the person that you're dealing with.
Okay, so now the challenge of so one challenge was let people know who are buying your product is adapting to the technology. But how did you build that technology? That is something also very crucial. How did you do that?
So the unfortunate part was that we did not have a CTO because we did not have a tech co-founder, right? So we outsourced it. But again, I mean, it is a pain, to outsource and then sell your product and then to make the changes. So it was not very easy. However, then we got a company in Delhi itself, which basically partnered with us, which basically had an equity with us, and they partnered with us. They did all, everything. They did a fantastic job in terms of making the product what it is right now. And I think few years later, we got their complete team onboarded on our payroll, and we started from there.
Wow. So basically you were never shying away from sharing the equity just to get the right people. कभी ये insecurity नहीं हुई यार the equity
Never.
never.
See, like you also read a lot, and and even if you don't read these days, I think social media is enough to teach you a lot of things, right? So, uh, uh, I think if you want to move faster in life, walk alone. If you want to move farther in life, walk together, right?
Ratan,
That is what Ratan Tata had mentioned, right? So, see, it's good to be having 20% stake in a $500 million company than to have 100% stake in a $10 million company, right? So I think the idea was very clear that you have to partner, you have to move forward together. We don't have the expertise, right? So there was no option for us.
so great. 20 so today I would say that you have got a CTO company with you which is partnering with you and technology thing is lagbag sorted. Now you have also learned the ropes to deal with people who are not so technologically centric. But I guess in this business, if you have got the herd with you, then more people follow the suit. So if today now you can show 10 people that, I saw your website. You got a lot of clients, Great Eastern, Alliance, and all those companies out there. So now when you show someone this website, has it made your job easy or it is still the same like the
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is much more easier because we've got the visibility now. Na? So, matlab, people know about us. And there are very few companies in this domain, right? So it's even better, it's even easier for people to recognize Shipskart. It is, I'm not saying that we are the everybody knows us, but yes, a lot of people know about us, so it's easier to pitch now. However, we have a long way to go, but things have become definitely easier than how it was 2 years back.
This was first mover advantage, that I would say. Yes, definitely it is. I have known someone who is into this dental card business, and he has opened this app called Denta Card, and today all the doctors, I mean the dentists, are buying his product, and he's doing very good. So similarly, I'm just hoping that Shipskart becomes fabulous, because this market is huge, huge. And coming to that, I just read an article that in 2022, just last year, you raised around $2.7 million. That is around 22 crore of rupees in your Series A funding, which is such a huge thing. So how did this happen?
So this happened. So basically, we were in touch with Marina, who's the co-founder and general partner at TMV, Trail Mix Ventures, which is a US VC. They basically obviously invest in startups, and Marina is from the shipping industry. So her father owns owns LPG ships, and by the name of Dorian LPG, and so shipping is very close to her heart. She's worked on ships. She's worked at shipyards, in making their own ships, helping, and she's worked in the various capacities in the office, from admin to HR to procurement, everything, right? So she's learned she's learned the ropes of shipping within the family itself. So we again connected through LinkedIn, and I keep saying this, that in my life, if there was no LinkedIn, we wouldn't have been in the position that we are in right now. LinkedIn is so important for me in my life and for business. So it started with her. We signed a term sheet on the 11th of November 2021, and we then got many more investors. So TMV was one investor. Then we had Alliance, who were the co-investors that time, the second largest investor. They also own about 30-40 ships, offshore vessels. And thereafter, we got Shreya Shipping transferred group, right? So this they have a family office which also invested. Then we have Motion Ventures. Motion Ventures basically is a maritime dedicated VC based out of Singapore. So they also invested in us, and their funds come from companies like Williamson, HHLA, these big giants, MOL, all these companies sort of invest in Motion Ventures. So all these companies came together for that round, and we raised about $2.7 million. It was an oversubscribed round. We were actually looking only for about $2 million, but I think we got more money than we actually wanted.
Yeah, I read that article and it said oversubscribed. So now this must,
Yes.
that must be a very I would say a very heartwarming thing that you must have seen there, that people have started trusting you, recognizing you with additional pressure. But what did it feel like?
I was sitting with my father the day the money hit our account, right? So I don't have the I don't access the bank accounts because Sunny does that. So I just told Sunny that just send me the screenshot of how the account looks like, right? So I just showed it to my father, and obviously I could see. I obviously was very proud, but you always want your parents to be proud, of you. So I showed it to my father and said that this is how much money we have in our account right now. So yeah, it's definitely additional pressure, and from that time, I think determination has increased many folds because you have too many points to prove now. Earlier you were proving it to yourself. Now you have to prove to a lot of other people who have put in their money, right, and hard-earned money. So again, as I said, that we are a very conservative company that way in spending money. We don't overspend. We work like a Bania company. Not like banya banya, but yes, we are conservative in spending, and that's why we are a profitable company. We're not dependent on investors' money to sustain. If tomorrow we don't get any other funding, also we are very okay.
That is great to know. So now, what is future holding for Shipskart as per you? What is your
So,
vision?
so basically, three things primarily that we're working on. We have supplied across 70 countries in the last 4 years, right? Now, what we are doing is that, say we quote about 2,000 requirements every month, and in those 2,000 requirements, we're covering about, say, 10,000 products, and in those 10,000 these 10,000 products across, say, 15 countries in a month, right? So in a year's time, what you will see is that we will have a data of 40 to 50,000 products across 50 to 60 countries. So tomorrow your ship is calling Nigeria on a Friday evening, and Saturday you require something, some quotations. We'll be able to provide you the quotations for 90%, 95% of the products in 30 minutes.
Data is the key. Data is the key.
Data is the key, right? So we're getting all the vendors online. So if you want to work with us, you have to quote to us online on our platform. That's very simple. So that is one thing. So data, and vendors only have to update their pricing whenever the pricing is expiring. So whenever the vendors quote us, they also write a validity. The system automatically sends you reminders saying that 7 days remaining and please update your pricing. So, and plus we've got somebody who's doing vendor management in the vendor management teams, who will reach out to them in case the price is not updated, right? So that is one thing. Second thing, with all that data, so next month you will see that we are launching the first Amazon-like portal, on the Shipskart domain. So basically, what will happen, that somebody like you, who you know like, you don't have access to Shipskart platform right now because it requires a username and password, right? You need to be approved by us, in the office. Then only you will be able to see the portal, right? Because it's a B2B industry, right? So however, what we're doing now, that next month we will launch the first of its kind Amazon like portal, where you can see pictures, brand names, pricing, like how you see on Amazon, right? And you can actually order for your ship from there only. So,
Wow.
there would be transparency in pricing. So tomorrow a vendor cannot be charging a Russian ship owner 100%, of the profit. You cannot be earning 100% of profit. You cannot be selling something which is for $2,000 for $4,000, right? Because there would be transparency in pricing. So more people will start buying from India. More revenue will be coming to the government. And so that is something. And with that data that we are collecting of the 50 countries, that also will start putting on the open-end website. So in the next 1.5 years, you will see that the open-end website will have 50,000 products, their pricing across 50 countries. So what we'll do, we'll reach out to the various ERP software companies and say that here is the dynamic website, pricing there, and we'll also have the live inventory of the major suppliers, right? So if you want a compressor, you know that the compressor is available here, if not in Singapore, but in Malaysia, right? So all these things then would be interfaced with your ERP software. So in the next 1.5 years, you will have a complete Shipskart platform with pricing, the pricing, a complete catalog, product description, brand name, images, technical data sheet, everything that you require across one-stop solution. So that is something. And third, what we are trying to do is build warehouses pan India. So India has about 35,000 ships that come to India every year, and there is not even one pan India supplier, not even one. So we want to be that pan India supplier. We want to target the biggest of companies, and again, list our products, list everything, and obviously work on volumes and good quality, giving good quality and good services. But pan India, we want to have 50% of the business from India.
You are going at a very good pace and with a very good intention. I just hope that you achieve whatever you deliver, whatever you want to deliver, and it will happen. I can see that intent with transparency and honesty. How many team members do you have right now? Matlab, how big is the team of Shipskart as of now
I think we're 70 plus now.
in the office itself?
70 plus. Yes, offices, warehouses everywhere combined.
Okay,
70
great.
plus, and I think we should be targeting about 100 around March 31st, 2024.
How is the day of a CEO of Shipskart occasionally or normally? I would love to know that as well.
I mean, see, there's so many things to do every day, so it's normally a very busy day, but normally you do find time for yourself also. My wife would think otherwise, but yes, you have so much to do, and basically my work right now is more towards execution than anything else. So I need to execute things. I need to, basically need to execute things, make sure that where people are driven every day. Sometimes you can lose drive, no matter how well paid you are, no matter how professional you are. And one of the good things that we've done is that we've basically, we've given ESOPs to people with salaries as less as 25,000 rupees also. So basically, the idea is very simple that if the company becomes rich and I become rich, having the majority stake in this company, you should also be rich. You don't work for because they are giving their blood and sweat to this company, right? And they deserve much much more than what the salary that you pay. So I hate using the word employees. It's team members, right? So right now, I think every year the criteria is very simple. You work hard and you complete 1 year in the company and you're eligible for ESOPs. So we've given ESOPs to guys working in a warehouse also. So this is what it is. Medical insurances for not only for themselves but for their parents also, right? Because and not just about 5 lakhs, it can go up to 30 lakhs also. So these are the things that sort of we are doing to reduce the attrition. And yes, the core team is very strong.
Great, awesome. I have a lot of questions, but I think so this interview is going to become too long. Other questions I'm going to come personally to Delhi and ask you because I have a lot to learn. That I have.
Perfect,
That is
perfect.
why this interview got delayed because it would have otherwise been planned months earlier. So now very soon I'll be coming to Delhi, meet you. I'll let you know. And तब आराम से बैठ के you have to take out some time out of a busy schedule, an hour, but इतना चाहिए
Perfect.
कुछ नहीं. ठीक. With this,
Perfect, perfect, perfect,
thank you,
perfect.
Captain Dhruv, for sharing your vision with Shipskart, and thank you for bringing a difference. And I hope your journey inspires so many others through this channel. And all those people, those who got any questions, if you want to ask, you can reach out to Captain Dhruv Sawhney on LinkedIn, and he'll be, I think, so honest enough to answer all your queries. With this, thank you very much. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Praneet.